All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Take Action Podcast. This is episode 195. I think it's 195. That's insane.
That is
Episode
insane.
195 of the Take Action Podcast. And I couldn't think of anyone better to spend my afternoon with than Jeannette Echevarria. Jeannie is a real estate professional with eXp Realty. She is my business partner at the Kurz team, and she started a team out in Northern Virginia where she used to live. And if you'll take a close peek at her background, there is no snow, and she is not wearing a jacket. She has officially moved to South Florida in the Miami area, and she is now helping me here in Miami, and we have partnered to continue to grow into massive expansion, going into obviously with the idea of Northern Virginia, moving into DC and Maryland, as well as down here tapping into Orlando and Tampa. We're super stoked. And I wanted to not only interview Jeannie on her business and how she's controlled her business for the last 7-8 years that she's been doing it, but talk to her about how she transitioned to it, what that was like, and how she's grown to be where she is today. So thank you, Jeannie, for doing this with me. I know how much you love being on the camera with me.
No better person than you. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
This is fun. All right, so let's go back in time. How long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate already 7 years.
Okay, and now before that, what were you doing?
I actually took a break from retail management. So I did that for about 10 years of my life. Took 2 years off. I was attending school to pursue a degree in communications and PR.
Awesome.
Then, of course, was introduced to the lovely real estate industry from you.
That's awesome. All right, so yeah. So tapping into this, you started in the retail world. How do you think retail has, or your 10 years experience in retail has helped you in your real estate career?
Oh, it's helped me tremendously. I think retail pretty much is customer service. We're taking care of clients and customers that come into that door. So it goes hand in hand. I mean, real estate is still customer, service that we provide to our clients, and, building relationships that are everlasting. So I think that it's huge.
Okay. And so, and I asked this question because a lot of people are in maybe another type of industry and they like real estate. They think of the idea of moving into real estate. They go get their real estate license, but they're not quite sure how to transition. Now, you did take 2 years off, but if you had to give somebody advice that is in retail or in office management or in HR or in whatever it is, the military, police department, like whatever it is, what advice would you give somebody who is transitioning into becoming a real estate professional?
Well, I think the first thing I would really ask yourself, if you're a people person, if you like to do, to be there, not necessarily for the money, but just to be there for clients and for people overall. I mean, we are, as real estate agents, we're providing not just a service, but an experience that's leading to people, reaching their dream of, becoming homeowners or, even just investors. So, yeah. So I think ask yourself first that, are you willing to take that, it's a big role. It's an intimate role. So after that, I mean, I think it's really about time management. Really, if you're dual career, you're going to have to time manage yourself to make sure you go through the course and study. You're going to have to take time and to assure that you're fully there for to learn the process, because this is a big role you're going to step into.
You said something interesting. You said that we're not in the business or some roundabout, but you said we are providing an experience, not necessarily providing a service, but providing an experience. What would you say that you do, and the people that you've trained and coached, because you mentor in real estate as well. So the people that you've trained and coached, what is it that they do and you do to create an experience?
I think our team and myself and you as well, everyone in our team has the same core values that it's just about the person, the people, the clients that we work with, have their best interests, and it's not a monetary thing. It's more about making their dreams come true. It's an emotional process. Some people go through it for years, getting ready to be homeowners. So for us, we go above and beyond to make sure that client is taken care of in every single way, whether it's a call at 6 a.m. in the morning, at 10 o'clock at night. We're there in the weekends. Our whole team is there as well, not just our fellow agents in our team, but as well as the leaders, the lenders, the title company, everyone that we are, as part of our circle, our team. Everybody shows up, for our clients, and that's the main thing.
That's huge. And so let me dive into this now. Now you are creating an experience for your clients, which is why your clients come back to you. How much of your business would you say is repeat business?
In the last 3 years, definitely it's been at least, I would say 80 to 85% of my business is return.
That's incredible. And so a lot of people don't really rely on return business. How do you think you're able to retain that business? How do you think you're able to retain that support, that the people that just want to continue to work with you? How are you able to maintain that?
I wake up and I think of people. I think of others first, and I think that's what really sets me aside from many agents out there. I want to make sure my clients are still, I follow up with them, making sure, remember birthdays, remember anniversaries or special occasions. I think that's I don't know.
Do you believe that's and that's cool because I think maybe that might be one of the things lacking. Like, do you believe that's something lacking in our industry? Do you believe that maybe customer service is not top tier in our industry, and maybe we're because there's so many things happening, so many transactions happening, we're more like order takers?
That's true. Yeah, especially in this industry right now where we are in the market that we are today. It's so fast paced. Things are just coming at us, virtually, right? We're getting emails, online buyers and everything is, disconnected in a way. And so, I think our team makes a good effort as far as, staying really in touch with people, especially virtually, video, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever it is, we want to make sure we're there. So
that's awesome. All right, so let's dig into something. I'm a real estate professional, and maybe I'm not having the year that I would like to have. What would you tell me?
I would say let's reflect a little bit of what you have going on. I think, we all have times that are not the greatest, and you get down on yourself. And I think then that mindset gets in there where you don't feel like, you're having a good year. And that's the energy and the attraction you're going to have. So I think it's really reflect on what's happening in your life. Show up in the morning, maybe dedicate time for yourself. I think, really taking care of your mental health and physical health is going to translate into your everyday, and, it's going to reflect on others and your loved ones and your clients. And, just stay focused on the systems, make a structure, plan as far as your, every day, do a task list,
So you said something, you said, make a plan, have structure. I speak to a lot of real estate agents, and one of the biggest things that I think we can all agree on, just looking at the way other real estate agents work, is that they are consistently running into or away from fires rather than preventing fires. And so, what are some of the techniques that you use to stay organized and help prevent fires?
Just really paying attention to the deadlines, as far as, if you have a contract on a contract that goes under, just make sure you stay on top of those important deadlines that you put, that are written in the contract. I think, make sure also you communicate effectively, not just to everyone in the team, the lender, title, anyone who's involved, but also communicate with your client. staying connected with them as well.
What's one of the ways that you use to connect at a high level with your clients?
I mean, I definitely connect with them on a daily basis. Sometimes maybe a day in between, via text, phone call, email. But that phone call is the most important thing. Like, we can't get away from that. That's how I really stay connected with my clients, and they understand that I'm taking time of my day to be there.
Is it interesting? And I find it interesting. You said phone call, not a text check-in. What's the difference?
I mean, the text is, yes, it gives you information. You're communicating the information to the other side, but you don't know if that person received it. You don't know how they're feeling. It's just taking that time out of the day to connect and to ensure that that relationship is strong. And you never know if it happens to be something not necessarily going right. That phone call is huge. Not just sending in a message and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, we're delayed." No, really talk to them and say, "Hey, this is why, and we're doing everything we can." And I think that sets with everything aside.
Okay. One of the things that I tell people, oftentimes I get asked this question. The question is, what I'm a brand new agent. What do you suggest, team or individual? What do you think? What's your thought on that?
A very wise man told me once, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in a team. I think the team adds so much value. Not just the team leaders, but the other agents that are part of the journey. You have the support system. You have the mentorship. The knowledge. You're also exposed to so much. Necessarily, maybe if you're a new agent, it takes you a couple months to get a first deal, but guess what? Your team leader, your fellow agents have several deals that you're exposed to. You know exactly what's happening in the transaction, and you get that experience firsthand from that. So when it's
That's
your
all.
turn, you know what to do.
And I love this because I had an interview this morning with somebody, and his advice to veterans leaving the veteran community or leaving the military was figure out what it is that you want to do and then go mentor under somebody, even if for free. And I think he said that he took that from Gary Vaynerchuk. And it's too often that I see real estate agents become brand new real estate agents and want to become millionaires that year. Like zero knowledge, zero experience, zero everything. And I always say, if I could turn back time, I would go get you a coffee. If I met an agent like you and I was a rookie, I would say, Jeannie, whatever you need. You need me to go. I will get you coffee until I work my way up to writing contracts for you. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that's terribly, terribly missing in our industry. And I'm happy for programs and systems that different brokerages have. Like we're with EXP. EXP has a mentorship program. So if you're a brand new agent, you got to go through a mentorship program. I think that's outstanding. And anyone that tells me, oh, I don't want to go through the mentorship program, I got to give up X% to this mentor. I'm like, dude, you don't know this industry. Why are you fighting it? Go learn it. There are people go to school for years to have professions. You went for 7 days. Okay. Like now let somebody teach you more about this industry. And I think that's huge. And I'm glad, you said that. So we're partners. So I kind of know the answer to this, but I want other people to hear what you have to say. Where is Jeannie in her real estate career 5 years from now and 10 years from now?
Wow. Well, I mean, I can tell you in 5 years, I wouldn't even imagine last year me being here today where I am. So this is a huge, huge step for me in my career and, for my family. 5 years from now, I mean, I hope to be, still leading a huge, huge team throughout the nation, because not just here and in Virginia, but hopefully, we're dominating other states, and providing the service and making dreams come true. Definitely, I'm looking into investing as well. So, that's going to be something else to build wealth for my family and I as well. So 10
That's
years,
awesome.
I hope to be retired, but I'm still here. I'm still gonna give.
That's awesome. I think, it's important for people to see and hear what you're saying right now, because you mentioned a couple important factors that most real estate professionals don't think about. You said retired, you said investing, you said building a business, right? Because you said building this team on a national level, right? And not just in Florida and Virginia, but possibly Atlanta, possibly New York City, possibly New Jersey,
Puerto
and
Rico.
Puerto Rico, Tulum, Mexico, if you leave it up to my wife, right?
Let's
So,
go.
so, with all these different opportunities that you have in front of you and understanding that they take time to develop and build, you still have a retirement plan. And I think that a lot of real estate professionals are on the go so much. They're just focusing on the direct step in front of them. It's as if every one of us was leaning forward and you had no other choice but to take the forward step, And
Yeah.
so, but because you're leaning forward, you're incapable of lifting your head and seeing, 50 steps ahead or 10 steps ahead or whatever. And it's crazy because, I ask people all the time, I go, how do you drive? Right? When you drive, do you look directly at the road in front of you, or do you look
Right.
ahead to anticipate,
Right.
what's happening on the road? And everyone has the same exact answer. I look ahead. Of course, I look ahead. I go, so why are you looking at the floor in your business, right? And so, one of the huge benefits that I love about what we're doing, particularly with the company that we're doing it with, is the opportunity to build this team, to be able to partner together, to build this team on a national level, and have the stock and the residual, and you have your personal investments happening, and all these things are happening. And so you have all the opportunity in the world to retire 5 to 10 years from now, all the opportunity in the world. And, listen,
Crazy.
when I see a realtor that is, and I say this sometimes, man, it hurts my feelings because I know I'm about to lose an audience member. But when I see a realtor that's 60 plus, I'm crossing my fingers that they either A, enjoy what they do and they just don't want to stop, but they can if they want to, right?
Yeah.
Or B, this is their second career and they were getting a retirement check from somewhere else. What I don't want to know is that they have to do this, that they have to do this because they've been doing it for 30 years and they didn't pre-plan to replace themselves and move on into retirement. And that's a scary situation. And because we don't got a 401k,
Yeah.
So understanding that and thinking about retirement and everything like that, if an agent comes up to you and says, hey, I want a retirement plan, what advice would you give them?
Definitely have to outline it, how get it in paper, do an outline of every year. What is your goal? Me and my husband, we have to talk about it constantly. Sometimes we miss our monthly meetings regarding our finances and, our plans, and are we getting there, really. And what we do is, we not only look ahead, but also look back at last month. What did we do?
That's crazy that you said that, because you treat your family like a business.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this.
We're very business oriented, I think.
Yeah, but tell me more about this, because I think too few people understand that a family is an organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that you just said that, because I'll be honest with you, man. There's a million pieces of advice that I can give you about, business and real estate and building teams and growing in the industry. The last thing I'm gonna give you advice about is how to run a family, right? And so my wife and I talk about it all the time. Hey, we need to sit down and look at our Excel spreadsheet about our finances and, investments and such. Right. And then we never do it because it's not in the calendar. It's not in the schedule. We never get it done. And then
you got to put it on.
Right. And then the few times that we put it in the calendar, we miss our appointment because we decide to go have a drink of wine or something like that, and then it's over. So I love that you said that. Tell me more about how you and your husband, schedule yourselves on a monthly opportunity to sit down and talk about the month before and the current month you're in.
Yeah, we typically do it to the end of the month. We do, consolidate everything throughout the month. But I think our rule, which, sometimes we do get busy, we do choose to do other things that are not involving that specifically.
Right.
Sometimes I get in trouble a lot. He's listening, so he knows. He's like, yeah, where's your sheet today, right? No, but we each have our financial sheet. So we not only have our family one, but we also have our independent one because he has his own business. I have my own business. So I think it's important. He helps me a lot when it comes to this because he's more technology savvy. He's in IT, and his passion is, puzzles and figuring things out, and he helps me a lot, and he pushes me a lot to make sure I get it done and I show up every month.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, it's important.
That's
Though.
awesome.
It
It's
is
important
important
to
to be
have
there.
that communication within the family, but more so in a much more organized, like you said, your husband looks and you go, okay, where's your sheet? Like, I don't see your sheet, right?
Yeah,
And
and he'll
that
hand
just
me.
means that, yeah, and
Here's
you've got to
mine.
be
Where's yours?
organized. And I love that because that basically says I mean, to whomever's listening and whoever takes this advice, it basically says, that you will hit your goals and you will
Mhm.
find retirement and you will buy the house next door to us in Tulum, Mexico. you know,
We'll all
so
be neighbors. We'll all be neighbors.
we'll all be neighbors. So, you know, I want to thank you for doing this with me. I love being in business with you, Jeannie. And I want to publicly say that out loud.
No.
And I know, to whoever's listening out there, if you're in the Virginia area, the Northern Florida area, Central Florida area, the West Coast, the Southeast area, like, we're hiring, and this is the amazing, person that you get to communicate with on a daily basis. And this is the amazing person that you get to learn from. And I think that that's important because oftentimes people join teams because it's a team and they look cool, and very few teams have the level of support and the amount of knowledge that you bring to the table. So again, I love being in business with you. Thank you for doing
Thank you so
episode
much.
195 with me.
I'm so happy to be here and be doing business with you. And, that's always been my dream since, I was a little tiny, agent, watching you on TV on $1 million listing. Like, I was like, I need to be there one day. And here I am. And it's amazing.
It's awesome. All right. Well, to everyone listening, tune in, follow us, at David Adam Kurz. Look for Jeannette Echevarria on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And we're super excited to be able to communicate with you guys. We wanted to bring some forth to you. This went in a different direction that I thought it would, because I thought we would focus more on, the real estate aspect of it, but we tied in family, we tied in business, we tied in some fun stuff. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving back to our real estate community and the people out there. And man, thanks for doing this with me.
Thank you so much. Have a great one, guys.
All right, you too.